In the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered old secrets and the wind carried the scent of pine and moss, a young fawn wandered near a shimmering brook. It was her first spring alone, and the world felt as big and mysterious as the sky above. She lowered her head to drink, her delicate legs still unsure on the uneven stones. As the cool water touched her tongue, a sudden rustle from the nearby thicket made her leap back, eyes wide. "Do not be afraid," came a calm, deep voice. From behind the trees stepped a magnificent stag. His antlers stretched like the limbs of a small tree, wide and sharp, gleaming in the sunlight that poured through the forest canopy. His coat was sleek, his muscles powerful. He carried himself with the grace of a creature who knew his strength well. The fawn stared in awe. "You're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen," she said in a hushed tone. The stag chuckled. "Beauty is only part of the story, young one. What brings you to this side of the woods?" "I was exploring," the fawn said, stepping forward again. "Everything here feels so peaceful, so safe." The stag looked around, his ears twitching at every sound. "It does seem that way. But peace in the forest is often a quiet moment before danger comes. You must always be alert." The fawn blinked. "But you're not afraid, are you? You have those strong legs and those huge antlers. I bet you could fight off anything." The stag tilted his head, amused. "That's what many think when they see me. My antlers are certainly grand. Every year they grow bigger. Animals admire them. Even men have tried to take them." The fawn frowned. "But if they're so powerful, why would you run? You could fight." The stag walked to the water's edge and looked at his reflection. "Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. These antlers may look strong, but they can be a curse as much as a blessing. When danger comes, and it always does, it's not my antlers that save me, it's these legs." He stamped the ground with one foreleg. "They may look plain, thin, and unremarkable, but they are fast. They carry me away from danger. The antlers, they can get caught in branches or slow me down." The fawn's eyes widened. "Really? But they look so majestic." "They do," the stag admitted, "but they're not what I depend on when my life is in danger. I've seen many a proud stag fall because he relied too much on what looked powerful instead of what truly was." The fawn stood still, thinking, "So what looks important isn't always the most important." "Exactly," said the stag, his voice gentle. "Sometimes what we take for granted is what saves us. What we show off is what fails us." Just then, a sharp crack echoed through the forest, a branch broken underfoot. The wind shifted. The stag sniffed the air, his muscles going rigid. "Hunter," he whispered. Without another word, he turned and bolted, his hooves barely touching the ground. The fawn hesitated for only a second before following, her small body darting through the underbrush. They raced through the trees, weaving between trunks, over fallen logs, and across stony paths. Behind them, a hunter stepped into the clearing, bow in hand, eyes alert. But all he saw was a flash of movement, too fast to track. Eventually, the stag and the fawn reached a rocky ridge. The forest opened up to the east, and they paused to catch their breath. The stag looked down toward the glade where they'd been. "We were lucky," he said quietly. The fawn panted, her sides heaving. "You were right. Your antlers. They almost got caught in that thick patch of branches." He nodded. "And yet my legs carried me out, just as they always have." The fawn looked down at her own legs, slender and trembling. "I used to think I wasn't strong just because I don't look it, but maybe that's not what strength is." "Now you're learning," the stag said, smiling. "The forest teaches all of us if we are willing to listen." They stood side by side for a while, watching the wind stir the treetops. "Will you stay with me a little longer?" the fawn asked. "I want to learn more from you." The stag nodded. "I will stay until the sun sets. After that, you must trust your own legs, because one day it will be you running alone." And so the fawn walked beside the stag through the forest that afternoon, listening listening carefully to every word, learning to look not just with her eyes, but with her heart. She learned to value the quiet strength in her limbs, the way the earth moved beneath her hooves, and how true safety lay not in what dazzled, but in what endured. The moral of the stories teaches us, we often admire outward beauty and strength, but it is the humble, hidden qualities that protect and preserve us when it matters most.